Hi, my name is Joanne Ferreira, and I am founder and CEO of a training business called The Passionate Plan. As an entrepreneur, I believe that you are your business. I help you become the very best you. I want to talk to you today about the 3 secrets that most women in business do not know. Secrets that will help you persevere through the crap. And by crap, I mean C for criticism, R for rejection, A for people who behave in an asinine fashion, and P for pressure. Have you ever had to deal with crap in your business? Have you ever felt like throwing something, sending a nasty email? Maybe you did send the nasty email. Or worse, folding up and giving up because of the crap. If you said yes, then welcome, and thank you so much for joining me. I know that as a woman in business, you are not sitting at home twiddling your thumbs with nothing to do. I really appreciate you being here. I promise to make this worth your time. So the 3 secrets you are about to learn will, number 1, help you persevere through the crap. Number 2, help you get through the crap quicker so that you can get on with growing your successful business. And number 3 will help you enjoy your business. We as women are in business because we love what we do. And crap, unfortunately, comes with part of the territory of putting yourself out there. As we say in Trinidad, you cannot play mass if you frayed powder. Translation? People dress up like sailors at carnival time and they spray baby powder on anyone around them. If you are part of carnival or you play mass, you are likely to get covered in baby powder. In other words, if you are in business for yourself, expect some crap. So learning how to deal with it would certainly be good. But before we get into the meat of the topic, are you okay with me sharing why I wanted to do a teaching video on this particular topic? I see you nodding your head, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you the true story. I put myself out there as a woman in business. I'm always looking for people that I can help, and then I let them know what I do. I know it's hard to imagine, but there are some people that don't want to do business with me. Not everyone wants what I have to offer. And like the woman at Burger King, when she asks people if they want fries with that, I'm sure she does not fall apart in tears every time someone says no thanks. Usually neither do I. But I got a criticism and rejection email that took me out. It brought me to my knees. I began to question if I even wanted to be an entrepreneur. Have you ever had crap that took the wind out of your sails? Maybe it hit you at a bad time. It got you when you were already down. Maybe it shook your self-confidence. If you're saying yes and shaking your head, then you know what I'm talking about. This was a rejection email that criticized me personally, accused me of things I had not even dreamt of doing, actually gave me some ideas, misunderstood me, took things out of context. Obviously, I'm still here, still running and rocking my business, so I got through it. But let me tell you, I had to pull out every tool I had ever learned about managing my thoughts and emotions, and ultimately my behavior, and actively apply them. I happen to know a lot about managing thoughts and emotions. I've been practicing psychotherapy and training others for over 30 years. And when I started my own business, I began to realize that all the things that ever got in my way of experiencing complete joy in my business, all that stuff was about managing my thoughts and my emotions. It's all about the stuff that's in here and here. And that day when I received that email and I was so upset, I was living in between my ears. I was milking the incident for all it was worth. I was giving that person way too much power. I ultimately began questioning myself and my skills, and I knew better. So after licking my wounds adequately, I began to apply all the things that I teach others to get myself out of the funk and get back on the horse. I learned from the experience. I learned how to make myself a better person and a rockin' businesswoman. So look, I enjoy playing mass. So now I learn how to deal with the powder. Here comes the part why I created this video. I began asking the question, what if I did not know all this stuff? What if I had not had years of university and practice as a psychotherapist and knew what to do about my destructive thoughts and feelings? Would I have quit my business? Would I have continued perhaps, but let the feelings eat away and undermine me? I felt it was part of my mission to teach what I know to my sisters who also run their own businesses. All that knowledge about the mind and emotions was and continues to be a lifesaver to me growing a super successful business. You are going to learn all of that stuff from me. Would that be good or good? So what I want to focus on today is how to help you persist or reset despite the criticism, despite the rejection, the people who behave in less than an ideal fashion, and the pressure. Pressure from others, but most often it's pressure from ourselves. Let me ask you a question. When people tell you no, they don't want to do business with you, or they insult you, or behave in ways that would upset their parents, particularly their moms, what is the thing that causes you the most trouble? What is the thing that leads you to consider throwing in the towel? Perhaps it undermines your confidence. Is it the crap itself? Is it the baby powder that someone threw on you unexpectedly? Actually, no, it's not. It's not the crap. It is your feelings about the crap, and then the actions that you take. If you cannot work through these feelings and reset them, feelings will cause you problems. So I'm not going to burst out in song, although I've always wanted to sing that song about feelings on video. But I'm going to tell you that feelings speak to you, especially the ones that bite, the ones that hurt. They tell you, they remind you that you never want to feel like that again. So how do you manage those feelings better so that they cannot keep a good woman down? Let's continue, shall we? We'll delve into those 3 secrets, that's 6, so 3, that will help you better deal with the crap. I promise we'll get to that, but first, a little teaching about emotions. Where do emotions come from? It's commonly thought that in most cases, except in an emergency, there is an event that triggers a thought that then triggers an emotion. Sometimes there's no event. Sometimes there is just the thought that triggers the emotion without the event. So for instance, thoughts like, I should be doing this, or I should not be doing that, will then therefore lead me to have an emotion without an event. If I'm worried about the future, I'm thinking a thought that then leads me to have an emotion. Okay, good. That was your brief lesson on emotions and where they come from. It's over. So let's get to those 3 secrets that will make you laugh in the face of powder. I'm going to build some suspense and start with the 3rd secret. Ready for it? Lean in. Here's the secret. Emotions come and go. They are like waves in the ocean. They rise, they peak, and then they fall. Most emotions only last seconds, at most minutes. Are you surprised? Because often they seem to last a lot longer. They don't actually, unless, drum roll, this leads to the 2nd secret. And the 2nd secret is, are you leaning in? Emotions don't last long as we just talked about, unless we feed them. Emotions like themselves. Once an emotion starts, it can, with your help, restart itself. So I'm going to ask you, how are you feeding your feelings beyond the point of necessary? You've paid attention, you've learned from the feeling, and then how are you feeding it? How are you now adding fuel to the fire? How do you typically restart your own feelings? Do you bring up stuff from the past? Do you make yourself right? I like that one. Do you make a case for yourself to continue to be angry? When an emotion seems to stick around because you keep restarting it and feeding it, it's now called a mood. Sustained moods become attitudes, and they influence your personality. Now remember, you are your business. You can't afford to have negative moods stick around. Okay, and now we're going to move to secret number 1. We'll do a little drum roll. So secret number 1 to dealing with your emotions is that emotions lead to behaviors. They provide you with information, like when you get a cut, the pain makes you pay attention. You check it out, you see how bad the wounding is, you decide if it needs attention. Same for emotions. Except that it usually happens so fast, you usually do not take time to consciously decide to not restart or feed the emotion. This time you're going to consciously decide what kind of behavior you want to display. Why is this important information for you as a woman in business to know? Again, let me hear you say it. You are your business. People do business with people they know, people they like and trust. We cannot let other people's bad behavior run our business or turn us into someone that we don't even like. So let's apply this and look at my example from my life. My epic rejection email. It was nasty. They didn't only say things that insulted my character, but they accused me of ulterior motives. So they were showing me the rare end of their personality. How did I feel? You name it. I felt hurt to the core, rejected, misunderstood. I applied the number 1 secret. I watched the feelings come, rise to the peak, and then go. I resisted the temptation to feed and restart those feelings with self-righteous thoughts, or fantasy thoughts, I call them. Thoughts like, people shouldn't be unkind. I call those fantasy thoughts because they are just that. People always are unkind. People do say awful things. What planet do I think I live on, right? So I stopped feeding my thoughts, which calmed my feelings, which led to a less than disastrous professional outcome. I chose not to write the nasty, self-satisfying email back to the potential client, which would have been not good for business. Maybe good for me in the moment, but like a bad one-night stand, not good in the long run. It was very helpful for me to know the 3 secrets. If you want to be successful, you process the feelings, you get the information from them, you talk to someone you absolutely trust, maybe cry, reflect on anything that you could have done differently, make a choice about your relationship with this potential client, but then make a decision not to talk about it anymore. When the thought comes, find a way to let it go. Then you can respond with a professional email. You would have been so proud of me. I took the high road. I posted some questions below so that you can reflect later on, and hopefully they will help you deal with your potential crap. Some of those questions are, have you ever noticed how long your emotions last? What information can you get from these emotions? What are some of the things that you usually do to restart or feed an emotion? What are some of those things that you did before you watched the video? And finally, what are you going to do differently next time you are faced with crap? I would love to hear your comments on this video. I hope it was helpful. If you like this information on becoming a better you, Join me and over 60 other women in business for my 3-hour workshop and learn how to avoid the 3 massive mistakes that women in business make that keep them drowning in their to-do list with no end in sight. It will be offered in Kingston on May the 26th at the Kingston Unitarian Fellowship. You are your business. Be the best you. Click on the URL below to waive your admission fee and kindly send to any colleagues that you know who are women in business, and hopefully see you soon.